So what we're going to do is we're going to solve an equation involving fractions. Someone asked this. So let me just actually exit this out so we can see the whole thing. Okay, good. And specifically what we're going to solve is we're going to solve the equation 1 divided by 9x plus 36 is equal to 4 divided by x plus 4 minus 7 divided by 9. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to take the complicated expression and factor it. Okay? So if we take the complicated expression and factor out, we'll factor out a 9. And if I factor out a 9, I'm going to have x plus 4 times 9 is equal to 4 divided by x plus 4 minus 7 divided by 9. Now notice that this denominator is this denominator times this denominator. Okay? And what we're going to do here is we're going to multiply every term in the equation by this denominator. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do x plus 4 times 9 times 1 all over x plus 4 times 9 is equal to 4 divided by x plus 4 times x plus 4 times 9 minus 7 divided by 9 times x plus 4 times 9. Now notice I just took this, multiplied it by x plus 4 times 9. I took this term, multiplied it by x plus 4 times 9, and this term multiplied x plus 4 plus 9. Now here's the great thing. The x plus 4 cancels with the x plus 4. The 9 cancels with the 9. The x plus 4 cancels with the x plus 4. And the 9 cancels with the 9. So I'm left with only a 1 over here is equal to 4 times 9 minus 7 times x plus 4. Right? The x plus 4's cancel and I have 4 times 9. The 9's cancel and I have minus 7 times x plus 4 over here. Now I'm going to have 1 is equal to 9 times 4 is 36. And I use the distributive property. I multiply the negative 7 by the x and the 4. So I'm going to multiply it by the x. I'm going to get minus 7x. And I'm going to take the minus 7, multiply it by the 4. I'm going to have minus 28. Alright. Now I can rewrite this as 1 is equal to 36 minus 28 minus 7x. As long as I carry the minus sign with the term, I can flip them around any way I want. So I can take the 28, move it to 36. Now 36 minus 28 is going to be 8. So I'm going to have 1 is equal to 8 minus 7x. And I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. So I got minus 8, minus 8. The 8's cancel, so all I have is a minus 7x over here. And 1 minus 8, if I have $1 in the bank and I go out and spend 8 while I'm in debt by $7, is equal to negative 7x. Now if I divide both sides by negative 7, the negative 7's cancel, and negative 7 divided by 7 is just equal to 1. So x equals 1 is my only possible answer. Now, it's not necessarily an answer, though. Actually, it's going to be the correct answer. It's my only possible answer. But what do I mean by that? Well, this equation is not defined everywhere. Okay? And I'll show you what I mean. What I mean is you can't have 4 divided by 0. So if x is, say, -4, then I have 0 down here, and 4 divided by 0 is not defined, okay? So you could wind up with an answer that if you plug it back into the original equation, it doesn't work. And, well, why is that true? Well, the problem comes out when we start canceling here, because if x plus 4 is really 0, then we can't actually do this canceling, and we're breaking some rules. So after we do everything, we have to go back and check. So, if we go back and check, there's a couple ways to do this. The way the problem was asked in the book, or in the person asked the question, was to take the denominators and find out where they're 0. You could just plug in x equals 1 and see if anything's undefined, but let's do it the way the homework problem asks. And as long as we don't find out that we don't get a 1 when we do this step, then x equals 1 is going to be a solution. Okay, so our denominators are x plus 4, 9, and 9x plus 36. Now I'm only going to do this with the ones with x, because if there's no x, then it's not going to matter, and hopefully that'll make sense. So I'm going to say 9x plus 36 is equal to 0. And I'm going to say x plus 4 is equal to 0. And the other denominator is 9. Obviously 9 equals 0 doesn't make any sense, and that's why I don't have to use that one. Now if I solve this first one, that gives me x is equal to -4, subtracting the 4 from each side. That means that x equals -4 cannot be a solution, because if it were, and I plugged it back in here, I would get 4 divided by 0, right? Because if x equals 4, then this term becomes 4 divided by -4 plus 4, which is equal to 4 divided by 0, which is not defined. So that couldn't be a solution. Now, my next denominator is going to be 9x plus 36. So we have 9x plus 36 is equal to 0, which is 9 times x plus 4 is equal to 0. Divide both sides by 9. The 9's cancel, 0 and 0 divided by 9 is 0. And we have x plus 4 is equal to 0, which gives us x equals -4, which we already knew that. So x equals -4 cannot be a solution. So let's go back and check what we got. Well, our solution was x equals 1, so we're okay. Another way you could have checked that is just go back to the original equation and replace the x by 1. So, and make sure that nothing is undefined. We have 9 times 1 plus 36 is equal to 4 divided by 1 plus 4 minus 7 divided by 9. And that gives us 1 divided by 36. 9 times 1 is 9. And 36, that's going to be 45, is equal to 4 divided by 5 minus 7 over 9. So that tells us nothing's undefined, and so we don't have to worry about x equals 1 a solution. If we want to check our work, we can just combine terms over here. And this is the right-hand side is going to be multiply top and bottom by 9. Multiply top and bottom by 5. 9 times 4 is going to be 36 over 45 minus 7 times 5 is 35 all over 45, which is equal to 1 divided by 45. So 5 on the left hand side, 1 over 40 on the right hand side, and that means x equals 1 is the solution. Okay? Actually, it's the only solution. Alright. So I hope that answers the question about solving the fractions, and I hope you have a wonderful day.